Yes, today we are going to look at another video. This is actually a concept that everybody knows. It's something that all of us knows. We meet it every day, and we always try to avoid it. Now, I want to talk about it now because of an argument I had with serious argument I had with somebody yesterday, and the person really made it look as if was just trying to back his points up with some reasons which he thought were correct, but actually they were wrong. So in this case, it says if a is any number, then can I write a over 0 to be equal to something, a divided by 0 to be equal to something? Then to me, my answer is that a divided by 0 does not make sense. It's undefined. You can't say it's equal to any number. You can't define what it is. That it is doesn't make sense to say a divided by 0. A number, any number at all divided by 0 does not make sense. Now let's see the reason why I said we can't really say that. Now reason for one. If a is equal to 0, then we now consider 0 over 0. Then 0 over 0, I said, is indeterminate. Said is indeterminate. We can't determine what it is. Now let's see why we can't actually say what it is. Assuming 0 over 0 is equal to k, equal to some constant k. Suppose I take it to be equal to k, where k is any real number, where k, a fixed real number. Then what will happen? Then I know that k times x, for x an arbitrary real number, let x be an arbitrary real number, then k times x will actually be equal to 0 over 0 times x, and this is equal to 0 times x over 0, which is what? 0 over 0. But remember, 0 over 0 is equal to k. So that means that kx is equal to k. What does this mean? This means that x is equal to k over k. That means x is either 0 or x is equal to 1. It's either that x is 0 or x is 1. Now, if k is equal to 0, if k is 0, then x will be equal to 0 over 0, which you already said is equal to 0. What does it mean? It means since but x is arbitrarily chosen from the set of real numbers, then it means that the whole set of real numbers is a singleton set containing 0. And that's impossible. It can't happen. Again, if k is equal to any constant, if k is not 0, if k, the constant k is different from 0, then x is equal to 1. And that means that this whole set of real numbers is a singleton set containing 1. Still impossible. So this means that we can't divide 0 by 0 at all. It does not make sense to divide 0 by 0 itself. Divide 0 by 0, so it doesn't make sense to us. So let's look at another thing again. So now, why I tell you can't determine what it is suppose I can write 0 over 0. Then for any a at all, any number at all, now I can write it as what? A squared minus a squared all over a minus a. This is the same thing as 0 over 0. And this is actually equal to a minus a all over a minus a times a plus a, which is 2a. And since I've said that I can divide a by 0 by 0, so that means I can actually divide this and this, which will give me 2a. So this is now telling me that 0 over 0 is equal to 2a. So for any value of a I get, I will always get a value for what? 2 over 2. Different things for 0 over 0. It means, for instance, now if a is 1, I have 0 over 0 to be equal to 2. Then if a is half, I have 0 over 0 to be equal to half. If a is 0, I have 0 over 0 to be equal to 0. You see, the way it will be going, I'll be having different values provided that I assign a value to a. So which means it doesn't make sense for us to say that a over 0 makes sense, can be assigned a particular number. So again, let us look at another thing. What if a is not 0? If a is not 0, now we are looking at a over 0, and we want to say that a over 0 is equal to any number at all. Remember that if a is not 0, then suppose a over 0 is equal to k. I'm using 0 to divide a non-zero number, so suppose it is equal to a constant k. Then we now have that what? A itself, where a is an arbitrary real number, is actually equal to 0 times k, which is 0. That means this is also but a is an arbitrary real number. It gives us that the set of real number is a singleton set containing 0. A contradiction again. It does not make sense for us to divide a number by 0. This is the way I've just figured it out, that maybe anything different from explaining it naturally from what we know, calling 0 as nothing and numbers as something. So some people will just tell you now, take it as if you're dividing something by nothing. What do you expect to get? You don't know what to get. You end up getting what you don't know, because you're dividing something by nothing. But you can divide nothing by something. You know what you're going to divide it to. You know how many times you can divide 0. So 0 is nothing. If you divide nothing by something, you will end up getting something which is nothing, because it's nothing that you're dividing. But if you're dividing something by nothing, what do you expect to get? So you can't tell what to get. And that is what we have here now. Thank you for listening to this video. Thank you for watching this video. Endeavor to subscribe to this channel. Endeavor to subscribe to my channel, so that whenever I upload new videos, you will always be among the first to to get it or to see it. Thank you for watching once again. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. Thank you.